Joseph, it feels great to be alive. Hey, baseball fans, Ryan here. Hope all you guys are having a great start to your week and a great Wednesday and a great hoot day and a great Thursday Eve as well, guys. I can't believe it, guys. We are now 9 days removed from the beginning of 2026 MLB spring training baseball games. It kind of gives me the chills, the goosebumps a little bit when I actually can say that we are literally under double-digit days until we have spring training baseball. There is like, I can't even describe it, but anyway, we are going to be not talking about that in tonight's episode, guys. Instead, we are going to focus on the Boise Hawks and the Pioneer Independent Baseball League, guys. And we are going to talk about and cover everything you guys need to know for 2026 Boise Hawks spring training baseball. We're going to get into when report dates are to when we have games and potentially the Boise Hawks will host in the 2026 spring training baseball season. But before we get into all that, guys, make sure you don't forget to subscribe down below if you are not a subscriber. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. All right, guys, let's get into it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the talk about 2026 Boise Hawks baseball, or should I say the 2026 Boise Hawks spring training. Now, obviously, we all know when the Boise Hawks will kick off their 2026 Pioneer League baseball season. That will be on Tuesday, May 19th. But before we get all the way to May 19th, we have to get through Boise Hawks spring training. I have been in contact, guys, with Boise Hawks manager and the rest of the coaching staff, guys. Report dates are Monday, May 4th. And what's really interesting about that, guys, is May 4th. We all know what kind of day that is, okay? Any of you guys who are diehard, big-time Star Wars fans, yes, guys, day one of Boise Hawks camp actually begins on Star Wars Day, May 4th, a.k.a. May the 4th be with you. Get it? May 4th. So, yes, guys, Star Wars Day, May 4th, will be the official full report date for Boise Hawks spring training in 2026. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you guys, okay? I looked at the previous report dates in the past for the Boise Hawks, okay? It's actually not the first time that Boise Hawks spring training has happened on May 4th. Like, it's not the very first time that the Hawks have actually had a day one of spring training on May 4th. It happened in 2021 and 2023, which I found very interesting. So only for the third time in the history of Boise Hawks in the Pioneer League, they will have their first report date on Star Wars Day. So that's a little fun fact for you guys. But I found it very, interesting to point out. So if you guys are a diehard baseball fan and also a diehard Star Wars fan, there you go. Something to be excited about. But anyway, guys, Boise Hawks spring training, guys, it's way different than MLB and minor league spring training and college spring training. It's even more different than the Savannah Bananas spring training, okay? Usually in the past, we have had between 48 and 65 players in spring training for the Boise Hawks. And it's really tough, guys, because the Boise Hawks are in the Pioneer Independent Baseball League. And once opening day hits, there has to be a 25-man roster. And you're looking at 48 to 65 guys coming in to potentially make the opening day roster. And between the number of 48 to 65 beautiful gentlemen, basically what there is there's returning players, there's players that were in the league last year, there were players that were in different leagues, you guys got coming out of college and are new to independent baseball. You guys got sometimes people who were in minor league ball and last year and were released in the offseason. So in a way, it can be a very unstable, unpredictable environment, but at the exact same time, it makes it more interesting. Okay, because like I said, 48 to 65 guys is a lot. And so and then you got to go from 48 to a 65 amount of guys, and you got to take it down to 25 for opening day and to kick off the regular season. So basically, guys, as of right now, I know it's it's like mid-February, but still, our game schedule in spring training is very, very limited. There is estimated to be about 10 scrimmage games. These scrimmage games are not going to be, it's like these guys playing against each other. And that's how cuts will probably be made. So before we actually have like official Boise Hawk spring training games at Hawks Memorial Stadium, we're going to see cuts, obviously. And I'm going to get back to that in a little bit because there is, when it comes to cuts, it gets really interesting from there. But basically, teams we are expected to play, and these are pretty much a guarantee that we will play at Hawks Memorial Stadium in spring training. Number one is the Black Sox. If you guys do not know them, they are an independent baseball team. They're very unique because number one, they don't have a home field. Okay, at all. They play all their games on the road, and they play teams in the Atlantic League, the Frontier League, the American Association League. Those are three leagues that are also independent baseball. But they also begin a little bit earlier than the Pioneer League does. So that's kind of why and the Black Sox play them first. Then you got the Black Sox playing teams none other than the Pioneer League. Last year, the Black Sox played the Rocky Mountain Vibes for a 2-game series in Colorado Springs and then played their very last game against the Boise Hawks at Hawks Memorial Stadium, guys. So it's pretty much a guarantee for the 4th year in a row we will see Black Sox versus Boise Hawks. And when I get all the info on the Black Sox roster for that game, I will definitely get it released to you guys. But, so yeah, it's a very interesting thing. Really, the only difference between the Black Sox and the Savannah Bananas, if I may say this real quick, is the Black Sox, all these guys are trying to get signed and picked up by, teams, okay? So really, it's tough to be on the Black Sox, number one. But number two is that once their season is over, they don't have, either they report to their new team or they go home. So, once the Pioneer League spring training is over, that is the end of the season for Black Sox baseball. They begin their regular season at the beginning of January, and they've already played a couple games against college teams. Black Sox have already played 14 games this year against college teams in their spring training, and their season is just about to begin, the Black Sox. So that's probably an opponent we will guarantee to see again at Hawks Memorial Stadium. It would be the 4th year in a row that the Black Sox visit Boise, Idaho, and the Boise Hawks. And the Black Sox have never won a game against the Boise Hawks. Fun fact about that. But that is one. Another one is obviously what you guys have heard me say a lot during the Pioneer League season, the Battle of Idaho. Our little rivals from the South, the Idaho Falls Chuckers. Last year, we did not play. For the very first time last year, Boise Hawks spring training, we did not see the Battle of Idaho between the Chuckers and the Hawks. So it's a possibility we may see that. Although, even if we see it in spring training, it is not counting as the Battle of Idaho. But and then usually, guys, the day that final cuts get made is the day before opening day. So I'm probably telling you the final cuts for Boise Hawks baseball will probably become on May 3rd, which would be, I'm way off, which would be May 18th, because May 19th is opening day. So there you guys go. So cuts. Okay. So now let me get back to it, because I said I would get back to cuts. What happens if a player in Boise Hawks spring training camp gets cut? Very, very simple, okay? They are put on two options. Option A, they are put on the practice squad. What is the practice squad? I'm glad you asked. The practice squad is that they come to the Hawks Stadium every single day, 7 lovely days a week, even when there is no game, and they practice. And, they take BP, fielding practice, throw bullpens, and usually we have our player development supervisor in attendance to supervise over that. So that is the practice squad. Basically, all they do is they practice with the team. They even stay in Boise when the Hawks go on the road, and they still show up at the Hawks Stadium 7 days a week, even when the team's on the road to practice. And then if there's an injury spot, then they would take that injury spot and maybe end up staying on the team, or maybe when that player that is injured is medically cleared and came off the IL, they go back and it's a flop. So that is the practice squad, guys. Last year, we had very few guys on the practice squad. I think we only had 10, which is not a lot. In past years, we've had 25 guys on the practice squad. And what's really sad is, there was 1 year, I'll have to go back in my notebook and find it, but there was 1 year we had 25 guys on the practice squad, and 11 of those guys were on the practice squad the entire season and never made it on the team. Okay, so that is option number one. All right. The other option they have is to go home and all that. And really, it's tough if they go home, because, if they go home, they are not going to be added to the practice squad. So it's not really a high gamble if they go home. If they choose to go home, I totally get it. There is possibly a third option that I didn't mention, and that is they can attend the mid-season Pioneer League tryout. And, that would be the final tryout for the Pioneer Independent Baseball League. And if they end up getting signed, then they go straight to that team, and they can also qualify for a spot in minor league camp for the next year in spring training. But that is extremely rare. So, and the mid-season tryout, guys, for the Pioneer League is usually in July and all that. So there you guys have it. Boise Hawks spring training, guys. Again, it begins on Star Wars Day. And that's not like for pitchers, catchers. That's for everybody. Okay, so when is Boise Hawk players are going to be reporting at the stadium? You're going to probably see most of them reporting to the stadium about no more than 2 weeks prior to report date. All right, although it will be tough because our amazing groundskeeper, John, the field will not be usable nor 100%. So they would be very limited on what they will be able to do. But day one is May 4th, which is a Monday this year. And yeah, that's when we will have 48 to 65, possibly 70 Boise Hawks guys in town, all for Boise Hawks spring training. And all the players that are in spring training are not just invited, they have been signed. So it's not like it's an open tryout to go. It's not like that, all right? Manager Sean Persky would have had to sign them. And even the returning players, guys, even these players that are returning, they are not guaranteed a spot on the opening day roster. They have to earn their spot on the opening roster. So everybody that comes into Boise Hawks spring training, whether they are a returning player or not, they will have to earn their spot on the 2026 Boise Hawks regular season roster. And that's very important to know. Some people think that if you're a returning player, you are automatically put on that. That is a big no. All right, so Boise Hawks spring training in the Pioneer League is about maybe 2 weeks long, and the most games you're going to see is exhibition scrimmage games. Those scrimmage games are only 5 innings long and all that. I got to capture a couple of it last year, and it was very impressive. So there you guys have it, guys. And yeah, guys, I mean, I thought I would cover Boise Hawks spring training since, pitchers and catchers are already reporting to big league camp and minor league camp. So I'm like, what the hey, I'll do it for the Boise Hawks. So there you guys go. All right, baseball fans. So the logo you see in the back is the University of Northern Colorado baseball. It is a college baseball team in the Rocky Mountain state of Colorado, guys. And since it is Hump Day and Wednesday, we are 2 days away from the opening day, or the official opening day, to the 2026 college baseball season. I don't think I have said it on the channel yet, but starting this Friday and throughout the weekend, we will be calling play-by-play for the University of Northern Colorado baseball team as they take on Wichita State in Wichita, Kansas. That will be a 4-game weekend series, 1 game on Friday, doubleheader, yes, day-night doubleheader on Saturday with a morning day game Sunday, guys. We are going to cover all 4 of those games right here on the channel of Main Event Baseball with Ryan, guys. I'm very, very excited. My awesome host brother from last year, Murphy Ginger, who is a former pitcher at the University of Northern Colorado, is the newest addition to the coaching staff as the director of pitching development. So him and the whole gang at Northern Colorado Baseball are very excited that I will be calling that on the channel. Again, that all begins this Friday and throughout the weekend. Remember, Friday, a day game on opening day, day-night 7-inning doubleheader Saturday with the series finale on Sunday. So that is what we are doing on the channel this weekend. So I thought you guys should know. And from everybody at Main Event Baseball with Ryan, we wish them the absolutely best of luck against Wichita State. And remember, guys, that 4-game series will be in beautiful Wichita, Kansas, guys. So join me this Friday opening day. We will be calling a game on the channel, and it will be the Northern Colorado Bears versus Wichita State, guys. We will probably only be calling one of the doubleheaders on Saturday, but we will have a game recap of the other game on Saturday as well. It's going to be a really fun weekend, guys. Calling baseball is back on this weekend, full-time on the channel. And then remember, 1 week from this Friday, we got MLB spring training games, which, by the way, We are only 9 days removed from that. It is going to, be a really fun time. All right, baseball fans, that is all I have for you guys on tonight and this edition of Main Event Baseball with Ryan on YouTube. As always, guys, drop a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure you do subscribe down below if you have not subscribed already. I just realized that before this episode, I actually said that, so I do apologize. But yes, guys, we are one day closer to Friday and the weekend. I cannot wait. It is going to be a great time. And remember, guys, any of you who are interested in MLB 25 Road to the Show at 1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, they announce the full premiere of Road to the Show. I will be watching, and I'm really excited because I play that game every single year, including Road to the Show. So it will be a really, really fun time for me tomorrow. But other than that, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Mwah! Love you guys. I'll see you all in the next episode.